Okay, so what is the name of your company, and tell me a little bit about your game?
Okay, we're Des and Chris, and our studio is Second Act Games. Our game Deeper began as a thesis project here at the NYU Game Center, and now it's part of the NYU Game Incubator. And this is our former build, and we're working on a new one that we'll be showing everyone at the end of the summer.
And so what would you say is the gameplay mechanic of your project? What do you do in the game?
So Deeper is a two-player cooperative adventure game. It kind of leans on the same sort of mechanics that you would have seen in classic CRPGs and like more modern adventure games, but tries to set it in an environment where the players have to kind of work a little bit more cooperatively. It's different in that most adventure games are usually single-player experiences, and we were interested in seeing what that sort of gameplay feel, how that could be adapted to a cooperative two-player experience.
What comes to mind, I can't remember the name of it. That game, two people and two lovers in
Dangerous Space.
Yeah, was that an influence of yours?
Yeah, we definitely did play Lovers before we started developing this. We wanted to have something that was a little bit more story-based, though. And so there really is an emphasis here on letting each of the players choose the dialogue choices that their character says. So they're not just trying to achieve tasks and running around and doing things, but they're actually getting to role play a little bit these two characters who are in this sort of creepy, weird underwater environment, and they think they have a routine thing that they're doing, but actually things start to be not what they're expecting, and things are starting to go awry, and they have to trust each other, but then how much can they really reveal to each other? And it's a game about the players embodying these characters and determining their relationship with the dialogue choices that they make, as well as the actions that they make in the game.
So what is the basic story then?
You have two ocean researchers, one who's more of an operations person and one who's more of a scientist. And they're down there to do what they think is basic maintenance to this system that's underwater. But then the team that they're supposed to meet down there isn't at the swap point, and they realize something has happened to that team. So now they're trying to figure out what happened to them, while also trying to avoid hazards in the environment. There's sharks, there's shark propellers, and there's always the threat of running out of air or getting narked by being under the water pressure for too long. And the game was sort of inspired a little bit by our own experiences with water environments. Chris was in the Navy for 8 years. I've spent some time shark diving, so that was a little bit what inspired us to choose this particular setting.
And is there a single-player mode, or does it have to be co-op? Is there AI?
So right now the game is strictly cooperative, and that's because a lot of the kind of core gameplay experience that we're going for was kind of thing that you could just sit down in front of a couch and play with somebody. And it really didn't seem to make sense for us to try and make a single-player experience at the moment. What we're finding is that that single-player capability is something that a lot of people are interested in, so we're going to continue to explore how we can kind of adapt the core design to facilitate that, but then most of the sort of experiences trying to figure out how to solve problems, as well as have this kind of like in-game and in-person dialogue with the person that you're sitting down with.
I will say one thing that we are definitely interested to do is network multiplayer, so that if you don't have someone that can be right next to you, you might be able to play with them over a network. But yeah, single player isn't something that we've rolled out yet. It's just a question of development time and resources and things like that.
And what platforms is the game coming out for?
Right now we're definitely going to be on Steam, on PC and Mac, and then we're also planning to port the game to some console platforms, maybe Sony or Nintendo. We're not quite sure yet, but that's definitely something that we want to do, especially since the game does play better with controllers.
How long did it take to develop?
Well, so far we've been working on it since about late October, November,
Yeah.
I would say, and we've had the incubator over the summer to continue to work on the new build. And yeah, we're just going to keep going until it's ready to be released.
How big is the team?
Oh, you're kind of looking at it.
Yeah, that's it. All right.
We also have an amazing sound designer, Zubin, who's part of the Clive Owen School of Music at Tisch. And Chris's partner, Sahar, is also coming on board and helping us with some of our social media stuff and some of our graphic design. So we're pretty happy to have those two as well.
And when do you think it'll be released?
Next summer?
Summer? Okay.
We're planning to do a Kickstarter campaign at the end of the year. And then hopefully we'll be able to have the completed game to those backers in the middle of next summer. Yeah.
All right. Where can we find out more information?
You can check out our website at secondactgames.com, or you guys can join our mailing list, and we'll make sure that you are the first in the know for any updates.
Anything else you'd like to say to future fans?
Just check us out, and we hope you get a chance to come play deeper.
Okay, looking forward to playing it.
All right, thanks so much.
Thank you.